Hey Dan, here's your watch, the 6309. Um, I'm happy to report that my feelings about the pictures were correct. It's an original watch. It's an original non-Sua from December '83. It's a nice watch generally. It is the movement looks good. It has been worked on by someone previously, and it was worked on by someone who wasn't particularly careful. And I can tell that because of something very interesting. I see these all the time, all the time. I'm always taking these apart. I know intimately what they're supposed to look like. Whoever worked on this used the wrong screws. That's the wrong screw. That's the wrong screw. I know what the right ones are supposed to look like. These are not the right ones. It's also the wrong winding weight. So somebody did some funky stuff in here. Also, the movement it's barely running. It's running very poorly. So I'm going to show you the numbers, but it's not really going to mean a lot because the numbers are wrong. It's running so badly that my machine can't even get a lock on it. There's absolutely no way that these numbers are correct. It's not running at 240 degrees of amplitude. That's simply not happening. It's barely running. I would say it's, if we're lucky, it's running at 100, 110 amplitude. And what happens when it's so low, the machine can't really hear what's happening, and so it starts to basically guess. So these numbers are all wrong. The only thing we can pay attention to is the screen. And you can see it's wobbly and weak, and it's sort of going up and down. But that said, I've seen worse, and I'm sure that after servicing, it will be improved. The only thing that I see additionally that we're going to have to approach is the winding weight is extremely worn. It's really flopping around. So there's going to have to be some remediation, probably repair of the dial, the arbor port and the main plate. And that involves some machining and putting in a bushing to firm that up, as well as potentially looking at the barrel itself or potentially the arbor. The 6309s, if they have any fault, it's that they have this tendency to wear badly in that area. And so it'll need to be addressed. Let's talk about cosmetics. Hang on. Cosmetically, the watch is actually quite good. All things considered, that the hands are original, dials original. It's an original watch. I mean, there's really nothing else to be said. The case looks nice. It has a little bit of wear, but it's not unattractive. The lume is generally good. This is a good watch to invest in. These 6309s are getting rarer and rarer and rarer and harder to find in this condition, even anything approaching this condition. So it's a good watch. It's going to need love. The movement is tired. It's going to need love. Hey, look, dial up. We're getting more actual reasonable numbers. I would believe this number. I would believe this number. Gaining a ton of time. We're going to see, actually, I didn't look too closely. It could also have a balance issue. When I see this much of a disparity between dial up and dial down, that typically means that we're going to have some balance issues. So I'll look at that when we get to it, but there's going to be some work and some parts involved in bringing this one back. So there's going to be, I mean, there are the flat rates that I talked to you about, but there's going to be additional stuff to bring this back. But this is a good watch to bring back. Okay. Thank you, Dan. I hope that was instructive. If you have any questions, let me know.